Welcome to your own YouTube channel. Today in this video we have Farrah Fawcett. We are going to talk about his life, his family and his life. Let's start the video. Farrah Fawcett, born Farrah Fawcett, February 2, 1947 June 25, 2009, was an American actress. A four-time Primetime Emmy Award nominee and six-time Golden Globe Award nominee, Fawcett rose to international fame when she played a starring role in the first season of the television series Charlie's Angels. Fawcett began her career in the 1960s appearing in commercials and guest roles on television. During the 1970s, she appeared in numerous television series, including recurring roles on Harry O. 1974–1976, and The $6 Million Man, 1974–1978, with her then-husband, film and television star Lee Majors. Her iconic red swimsuit poster sold 6 million copies in its first year in print. Fawcett's breakthrough role was the role of private investigator Jill Monroe in Charlie's Angels, which co-starred Kate Jackson and Jaclyn Smith. The show propelled all three actresses to stardom. After appearing in the show's first season in 1976, Fawcett decided to leave Charlie's Angels. She later returned as a guest star in 6 episodes during the show's third and fourth seasons, 1978 to 1980. For her work in Charlie's Angels, Fawcett received her first Golden Globe nomination in 1983. Fawcett received positive reviews for her performance in the off-Broadway play Extremities. She was subsequently cast in the 1986 film version and received a Golden Globe nomination. She received Emmy Award nominations for her role as a battered wife in The Burning Bed, 1984, and for her portrayal of real-life murderer Diane Downs in Small Sacrifices, 1989. Her 1980s work in TV movies earned her 4 additional Golden Globe nominations. Although Fawcett weathered some negative press for a rambling appearance on The Late Show with David Letterman in 1997, she garnered strong reviews that year for her role in the film The Apostle with Robert Duvall. In the 21st century, she continued acting on television, holding recurring roles on the sitcom Spin City, 2001, and the drama The Guardian, 2002 to 2003. For the latter, she received her 3rd Emmy nomination. Fawcett's film credits include Love Is a Funny Thing, 1969, Myra Breckinridge, 1970, Logan's Run, 1976, Sunburn, 1979, Saturn III, 1980, The Cannonball Run, 1981, Extremities, 1986, The Apostle, 1997, and Dr. T and the Women, 2000. Fawcett was diagnosed with anal cancer in 2006 and died 3 years later at age 62. The 2009 NBC documentary Farrah's Story chronicled her battle with the disease. She posthumously earned her 4th Emmy nomination for her work as a producer on Farrah's Story. Early life. Mary Farrah Fawcett was born on February 2, 1947, in Corpus Christi, Texas, and was the younger of 2 daughters. Her mother, Pauline Alice Fawcett, née Evans, 1914 to 2005, was a homemaker, and her father, James William Fawcett, 1917 to 2010, was an oil field contractor. Her older sister, Diane Fawcett Walls, 1938 to 2001, was a graphic artist. She was of Irish, French, English and Choctaw Native American ancestry. Fawcett once said the name Farrah was made up by her mother because it went well with their last name. A Roman Catholic, Fawcett began her early education at the parish school of the church her family attended, St. Patrick's Roman Catholic Church in Corpus Christi. She graduated from W.B. Ray High School in Corpus Christi, where she was voted most beautiful by her classmates in her freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior years of high school. Between 1965 and 1968, she attended the University of Texas, where she studied microbiology before switching her major to art. She lived at the Mayfair House on Pearl Street, west of the campus, and was a member of Delta 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 sorority. In her freshman year of college, she was named one of the 10 most beautiful co-eds on campus, and it was the first time that a freshman had been chosen for the honor. Her photos were sent to various agencies in Hollywood. David Mirisch, a Hollywood agent, called her and urged her to come to Los Angeles. She turned him down, but he continued for the next 2 years. Finally, in the summer of 1968, Fawcett moved to Los Angeles, initially staying at the Hollywood Studio Club, with her parents' permission to try her luck in the entertainment industry. Career. Early career. When Fawcett arrived in Hollywood at age 21 in 1968, Screen Gems signed her to a $350 a week contract. She began to appear in commercials for such products as Ultra Bright Toothpaste, Noxzema Skin Cream, Max Factor Cosmetics, Mercury Cougar Automobiles, and Beautyrest Mattresses, among others. Her earliest acting appearances were guest spots on The Flying Nun, 1969, and I Dream of Jeannie, 1969-70. She made numerous other television appearances, including Getting Together, Owen Marshall, Counselor at Law, Mayberry RFD, and The Partridge Family. She appeared in 4 episodes of The $6 Million Man with husband Lee Majors, on The Dating Game and SWAT, and had a recurring role on Harry O alongside David Jansen as the title character's girlfriend, Sue. She had a sizable part in the 1969 French romantic drama Love Is a Funny Thing. She played the role of Mary Ann Pringle in Myra Breckenridge, 1970. Rise to stardom. In 1976, Pro Arts Incorporated pitched the idea of a poster of Fawcett to her agent. A photo shoot was then arranged with photographer Bruce McBroom, who was hired by the poster company. According to friend Nels Van Patten, Fawcett styled her own hair and did her makeup without the aid of a mirror. Her blonde highlights were further heightened by a squeeze of lemon juice. Fawcett selected her 6 favorite pictures from 40 rolls of film, and the choice was eventually narrowed to the one that made her famous. The resulting image of Fawcett in a one-piece red bathing suit is the best-selling poster in history. Fawcett earned a supporting role in Michael Anderson's science fiction film Logan's Run, 1976, with Michael York. She and her husband, television star Lee Majors, were frequent tennis partners with producer Aaron Spelling. Spelling and his business partner eventually chose Fawcett to play Jill Monroe in their upcoming made-for-TV movie, Charlie's Angels, a movie of the week which aired on March 21, 1976, on ABC. The movie starred Fawcett, then billed as Farrah Fawcett-Majors, Kate Jackson, and Jacqueline Smith as private investigators for Townsend Associates, a detective agency run by a reclusive multimillionaire whom the women had never met. Voiced by John Forsythe, the Charles Townsend character presented cases and dispensed advice via a speakerphone to his core team of 3 female employees, whom he referred to as angels. They were aided in the office and occasionally in the field by 2 male associates, played by character actors David Doyle and David Ogden Stiers. The program quickly earned a huge following, leading the network to air it a second time and approve production for a series, with the pilot's principal cast minus Ogden Stiers. The Charlie's Angels series proper formally debuted on September 22, 1976. Each of the 3 actresses was propelled to stardom, but Fawcett dominated popularity polls. She subsequently won a People's Choice Award for Favorite Performer in a new TV program. In a 1977 interview with TV Guide, she said, "When the show was number 3, I thought it was our acting. When we got to be number 1, I decided it could only be because none of us wears a bra." Fawcett's appearance in the television show boosted sales of her poster, and she earned far more in royalties from poster sales than from her salary for appearing in Charlie's Angels. Her hairstyle went on to become an international trend, with women sporting a Farrah do, Farrah flip, or simply Farrah hair. Iterations of her hairstyle predominated among American women's hairstyles well into the 1980s. In the spring of 1977, Fawcett left Charlie's Angels after only 1 season. After a series of legal battles over her contract with ABC, Cheryl Ladd replaced her on the show, portraying Jill Monroe's younger sister Chris Monroe. Established television show as well. Over the years, numerous explanations were offered for Fawcett's precipitous withdrawal from the show. 1978, because her marriage due to filming schedules that kept them apart for long periods was frequently cited, but her ambition to broaden her acting abilities in films has also been given as an explanation. She never officially signed her series contract with Spelling, owing to protracted negotiations over royalties from her image's use in peripheral products, which led to an even more protracted lawsuit filed by Spelling and his company when she left the show. As a result of leaving her contract 4 years early, she reluctantly signed a new contract with ABC, stating that she would make 6 guest appearances on the series over a 2-year period, 1978 to 1980. Charlie's Angels was a global success, maintaining its appeal in syndication and spawning, particularly in the show's first 3 seasons, a cottage industry of peripheral products, including several series of bubble gum cards, 2 sets of fashion dolls, numerous posters, puzzles, and school supplies, novelizations of episodes, toy vans, and a board game, all featuring Fawcett's likeness. The Angels also appeared on the covers of magazines around the world, from countless fan magazines to TV Guide, 4 Times, to Time. In 2004, the television film Behind the Camera, the unauthorized story of Charlie's Angels dramatized the events from the show, with supermodel and actress Tricia Helfer portraying Fawcett and Ben Browder portraying Lee Majors, Fawcett's then-husband. Post-Angels film roles. In 1978, Fawcett's first post-Angels movie, Somebody Killed Her Husband, was released to adverse reviews. Some critics referred to the film as Somebody Killed Her Career, and a poor box office. The 1979 release of Sunburn, co-starring Charles Grodin and Art Carney, was met by equally unfavorable reviews. In 1980, Fawcett starred with Kirk Douglas in Stanley Donen's science fiction film Saturn III. The film earned unfavorable reviews from critics and experienced poor box office sales. The following year she starred alongside an ensemble cast, which included Burt Reynolds, Dean Martin, and Sammy Davis Jr. in the comedy The Cannonball Run, 1981. Later that year, she co-starred with Catherine Ross, Sam Elliott, and Andy Griffith in the television movie Murder in Texas. In 1983, Fawcett won critical acclaim for her role in the off-Broadway stage production of the controversial play Extremities, written by William Mastrosimone. Replacing Susan Sarandon, she played the role of an attempted rape victim who turns the tables on her attacker. She described the role as the most grueling, the most intense, the most physically demanding and emotionally exhausting of her career. During one performance, a stalker in the audience disrupted the show by asking Fawcett if she had received the photos and letters he had mailed her. Police removed the man and were able to issue him a summons only for disorderly conduct. The following year, her role as battered wife Francine Hughes in the fact-based television movie The Burning Bed, 1984, earned her the first of her 4 Emmy Award nominations. The project was the first television movie to provide a nationwide 800 number that offered help for others in the situation, in this case victims of domestic abuse. It was the highest-rated television movie of the season. In 1986, Fawcett appeared in the movie version of Extremities, which performed well financially. For her performance she received a Golden Globe nomination for Best Performance by an Actress in a Motion Picture, Drama. She appeared in John Avnet's Between Two Women with Colleen Dewhurst, and took several more dramatic roles as either infamous or renowned women. She was nominated for Golden Globe Awards for roles as Beat Klarsfeld in Nazi Hunter, The Beat Klarsfeld Story, and troubled Woolworth heiress Barbara Hutton in Poor Little Rich Girl, The Barbara Hutton Story, and won a Cable AC Award for her 1989 portrayal of groundbreaking Life magazine photojournalist Margaret Bourke-White in Double Exposure, The Story of Margaret Bourke-White. Her 1989 portrayal of convicted murderer Diane Downs in the miniseries Small Sacrifices earned her a 2nd Emmy nomination and her 6th Golden Globe Award nomination. The miniseries won a Peabody Award for Excellence in Television, with Fawcett's performance singled out by the organization, which stated, "Miss Fawcett brings a sense of realism rarely seen in television miniseries, to a drama of unusual power." Later career. Throughout the 1970s and 1980s, Fawcett had steadfastly resisted signing a release for nude photographs of her to be published in magazines, even though she had briefly appeared topless in the 1980 film Saturn III. She caused a major stir by posing semi-nude in the December 1995 issue of Playboy. At the age of 50, she appeared in a pictorial for the July 1997 issue of Playboy, which also became a top seller. The issue and its accompanying video featured Fawcett actually using her own body to paint on canvas. For years, this had been one of her ambitions. On June 5, 1997, Fawcett received negative commentary after she gave a rambling interview and appeared distracted on Late Show with David Letterman. Months later, she told the host of The Howard Stern Show that her behavior was just her way of joking around with the television host, partly in the guise of promoting her Playboy pictorial and video. She explained that what appeared to be random looks across the theater was just her looking and reacting to fans in the audience. Though the Letterman appearance spawned speculation and several jokes at her expense, she returned to the show in 1999. Several years later in February 2009, Letterman ended an incoherent and largely unresponsive interview with Joaquin Phoenix by saying, "We owe an apology to Farrah Fawcett." That same year, Robert Duvall chose Fawcett to play the role of his wife in The Apostle, which was an independent feature film that he was producing. She received an Independent Spirit Award nomination for Best Supporting Female for the film. In 2000, she worked with director Robert Altman in the feature film Dr. T and the Women, as the wife of Richard Gere. Her character has a mental breakdown, leading to Fawcett's first fully nude appearance. Around 2001, Fawcett befriended artist and designer Christopher Ciccone. Ciccone mentioned Fawcett, inviting him to view her abstract paintings and sculptures in his book, Life with My Sister Madonna. In 2002, Fawcett's collaboration with sculptor Keith Edmere was exhibited at the Los Angeles County Museum of Art in a show titled Contemporary Project 7, Keith Edmere and Farrah Fawcett 2000. The exhibit was later displayed at the Andy Warhol Museum in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The sculpture was also presented in a series of photographs and a book by Rizzoli. In November 2003, Fawcett prepared for her Broadway debut in a production of Bobby Boland, The Tragicomic Tale of a Former Miss Florida. However, the show never officially opened when it closed during preview performances. Fawcett was described as vibrating with frustration at the producer's extraordinary decision to cancel the production. Just days earlier, the same producer closed an off-Broadway show she had been backing. Fawcett continued to work in television and appeared in the made-for-television movies and on popular television series that included Ally McBeal, 4 episodes of Spin City, and 4 episodes of The Guardian. Her work on the latter show earned her a 3rd Emmy nomination in 2004. Personal life. Relationships. Fawcett began dating Lee Majors in the late 1960s. She was married to Majors from 1973 to 1982, although the couple separated in 1979. They had no children. Throughout her marriage, and despite the separation, she used the name Farrah Fawcett-Majors in her screen credits. In 1979, Fawcett became romantically involved with actor Ryan O'Neal, and they had a son named Redmond James Fawcett O'Neal, who was born in 1985. In 1994, Fawcett told TV Guide that their relationship had some troubles. "Sometimes Ryan breaks my heart, but he's also responsible for giving me confidence in myself," she said. After their split, O'Neal's daughter Tatum O'Neal alleged that he physically abused Fawcett. "He had a terrible temper and was very violent. He beat her up," she said. Fawcett and O'Neal rekindled their relationship in 2001. On June 22, 2009, the Los Angeles Times and Reuters reported that Ryan O'Neal had said that Fawcett had agreed to marry him as soon as she felt strong enough. From 1997 to 1998, Fawcett was in a relationship with Canadian filmmaker James Orr, who was the writer and producer of Man of the House, the Disney feature film in which she co-starred with Chevy Chase and Jonathan Taylor Thomas. The relationship ended when Orr was arrested, charged, and later convicted of beating Fawcett during a 1998 fight. Fawcett dated Longhorn football star Greg Lott while they were undergrads at the University of Texas. Lott said they rekindled their romance in 1998 and had a loving, consensual, one-on-one relationship until she died in 2009. He claimed Ryan O'Neal kept him from seeing Fawcett in her final days. "He kept me from seeing the love of my life before she died," he told ABC News. In Fawcett's living trust she left nothing to O'Neal, but she left $100,000 to Lott. Lott insisted Fawcett's relationship with O'Neal was just for show. Everything she did with Ryan, including all of those so-called reality shows they made together, was just Hollywood fantasy, something she had to do to keep up her image, he said. Family. Fawcett's older sister Diane Fawcett-Walls died of lung cancer just before her 63rd birthday on October 16, 2001. The 5th episode of her 2005 Chasing Farrah series followed the actress home to Texas to visit her father, James, and mother, Pauline. Pauline Fawcett died on March 4, 2005, at the age of 91. Fawcett's only child, Redmond James Fawcett O'Neal, was fathered by Ryan O'Neal and was born on January 30, 1985. He has struggled with drug addiction for most of his adult life. In 2008, Redmond and his father were arrested for drug possession in their Malibu home. In April 2009, Redmond was on probation for driving under the influence when he was arrested for possession of narcotics. Fawcett was in the hospital at the time. In 2014, his half-sister Tatum O'Neal told People, "I love him, but I have never seen a more scary side of addiction," and urged him to go to 12-step meetings with her, but he refused. In 2015, his probation was revoked and he was sentenced to 3 years in the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. In 2018, he was arrested and charged with attempted murder, robbery, assault and drug possession after he allegedly tried to rob a convenience store in Santa Monica. From jail he blamed his struggles on his parents, adding that it was not drugs that have been a problem, it's the psychological trauma of my entire life, my whole life experiences have affected me the most. Subsequently, he was found incompetent to stand trial, having been diagnosed with bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, and antisocial personality disorder along with drug and alcohol abuse. His trial was put on hold and he was transferred to a state mental hospital with a maximum commitment date until October 4, 2021. If eventually convicted, he faces a possible maximum sentence of 22 years in state prison. Nickname Farrah. Gender female. Date of birth February 2, 1947. Real name Farrah Lenny Fawcett. Profession actress, model, artist. Nationality American. Date of death June 25, 2009. Place of death Providence St. John's Health Center, Santa Monica Emergency Room, Santa Monica, California, United States. Cause of death cancer. Birthplace Corpus Christi, Texas, United States. Religion Christianity. Zodiac sign Aquarius. Farrah Fawcett education. Qualification, graduate. School, W.B. Ray High School, Corpus Christi, Texas, USA, 1965. College, University of Texas. Farrah Fawcett career. Profession, actress, model, artist. Known for, Farrah Fawcett-majors. Net worth, $20 million US. Family and relatives. Father, James Fawcett. Mother, Pauline Evans. Brother, none. Sister, Diane Fawcett Walls. Marital status, married. Husband, Lee Majorf. Children, 1. Son, Redmond O'Neal. Daughter, none. Past relationships. Ryan O'Neal, 2001 to 2009.